emotions and the pain. Yeah. If I get lost, I will find my way back. 'Cause I know you're here now. Oh, now. Sometimes, oh yeah, you're running out. Sometimes you go away, yeah, but you're running out. An adventure keeps us together. Is this love on the never, never? When I get lost, I will find my way back. 'Cause I know you're right here now. Alright, yeah. Sometimes, oh yeah. Sometimes, go away, yeah. But you're right here now. Don't go away, yeah. Right now.
Welcome. We are right here now. That's right. It is Bernal Heights Radio on a sunny San Francisco day, more specifically right in Bernal Heights. And we're doing a show today with a couple of real special guests. And this is going to be a good one. You'll see this one will go down in the annals of radio as one of the best interviews ever. Best shit-talking interviews ever. So, I want to introduce you to our guest here today. We have Kevin North.
Hello there.
Say hello,
Pleased to
Kevin.
be
Yes,
here.
Step right up there. Don't be
Yeah,
shy.
pleased to be here, and
Yeah.
all this wonderful hospitality.
So,
It's lovely.
are you from Australia?
No,
Oh.
I'm from the UK.
Like the okay.
Yeah,
Well, and we have
and sunset.
and sunset. That's
And the
right.
sunset. Yeah.
The sunset is that's the better side of the country, I think.
Maybe.
Warmer, anyway.
I think so.
And
Foggier, definitely
foggy,
foggier.
yeah. Yes, it was a foggy night in London.
Which brings us on to the band show.
Yes, and so now we can't neglect we have another guest here, Steffen Franz, coming from Brooklyn. He's a Brooklyn by. That's what I hear. That's the
Manhattan.
rumor.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Oh, right.
I wouldn't be from a borough.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a born and bred
Yes,
Manhattan.
right. Not from
guy.
those suburbs.
No,
Those
New
cheesy
Jersey.
suburbs.
No Bronx or Queens. I'm what they call a money-making Manhattan youth.
Yeah, you gotta be.
But I've been here for 30 years, I think.
Yeah.
30 plus years. 1993, so yeah, I'm going on 32 years. About the same as you.
Yeah, and that's what's funny. I didn't know that.
Been here for a
Same
long
time.
time, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
He's from
yeah,
he's from New York and I'm from London, and we've both been here 30 years. So it says a lot about San Francisco.
Sure
doesn't it?
does. I
You
mean,
know?
we could have at any point. I think we could have quit hanging out here.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the place not having its luster, and
Yeah.
I think that's the reason we're still here. It still has just a little bit of luster.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to fail to introduce our wonderful, totally experienced engineer, J.W. Blunt.
Yeah.
Say hello, J.W.
What's up, y'all?
He's here.
Yeah.
Holding it down.
He hasn't got a mic.
Hanging out with the box.
Yeah.
Well,
He's on
got
sound.
His voice has presence.
He's here.
He's here.
He's here with us.
Yeah.
So, what instrument do you play, Kevin?
Wow, that came out of left field. Here's me.
No, I'd like to introduce you as one of San Francisco's best guitar players.
Oh, well, I thank you.
Oh,
It's very nice of you to
He
say.
loves, he loves that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well,
but no.
just so the folks know that all that guitar in that song we opened with is Kevin North playing.
Well,
And I taught him everything he knows. So.
yeah, well, you did. Do you remember that? We went on a vacation, didn't we? And
Yeah.
you showed you.
He stole all your stuff, right?
Yeah. That's right. No. Well, it's nice of you to say that. I don't think of myself as a guitarist now, though. I used to when I was younger, but now I think more a bringer together of bands. You know what I mean? I now curate shows. I mean, I still play live, and I love playing live, and that's what drives me. But like, it's also good to see other people playing live and a scene developing. So, since COVID, I've seen that happening here, and I've jumped right on it, and that's why Steph's here as well, isn't it? Oh, where did that come from? Ah,
Wow.
that's Steph, isn't it?
Uh-oh. Well, I might have to take back that compliment on your engineering there, JW.
Hey, you know what? It's live radio, right? We're here. We're in the
It's
room.
all
We're doing
good.
it. So just to piggyback on what Kev was saying, I think where he and I joined forces was in the fact that after COVID, the band show, which is kind of my, domain, I'm currently and have been the production manager for like five years now.
Mm-hmm.
Year one was this British cat on his bicycle sitting in the back of the music concourse, kind of eyeing what I was doing, trying to figure out what was going on.
I had a snare drum. I was like,
What is
what
going
the
on
fuck's
over
going
there?
on over there,
Yeah.
But I think after the first couple of shows, Kev he sat down with me and he said, so what are you trying to do here, mate? And I said, well, I just want to try to bring the community back. And he said, well, that's all I'm really about. I believe that the more bands we get, the more bands will watch other bands. And I thought, what a naive motherfucker.
I know.
But the
Well,
truth
he
is...
must be from England.
Right. Well, no, he just must be from another time, right? And the truth is, his ethos is exactly what San Francisco was in, let's say, the 60s or the 70s. No, man, the only way you have a scene is if we all make a scene.
Right.
It can't
Yeah.
work if it's like we're elevating one band over another. And so that's where he got me. That's where he said some words that made me feel like we got to collaborate and work together.
Yeah, you all know Dr. Stryker. He said to me once that instead of being in competition, he wants to help other bands because it increases the scene.
Right.
I thought that.
That's the only way. That's the only way it can be, because
I mean, to have that kind of scene.
Yeah.
And being from.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that you all got to be lovely to each other. Behind their backs, you can sort of go, oh, he's
You
a bitch,
cunt.
isn't he? But like, as long as you work together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they can't have that.
I see that in this. San Francisco is not like geographically, it's not very big, but it's amazing how many musicians are
Oh
here.
my goodness. Yeah.
And they're all, you don't get to play a lot in San Francisco if you don't get good after a while, because there's so many good people that play
Yeah.
here. Not that it's not snobbish either. I think everybody helps each other more. I spent a lot of years in Hollywood, and I can tell you that it's not very friendly there.
No.
Yeah.
It's all transactional, and then there's always five guys. If you're good, there's five guys next door they're looking for your gig.
Right.
And we had this joke, when you walk down the street in front of Guitar Center on Sunset, you'll meet five guys that say they can play as good as Eddie Van Halen. And the real irony is they probably can.
Yeah.
Right.
They just haven't had the shot that,
Yeah.
that Eddie Van Halen
And they're
had.
looking for it.
Yeah, when I grew up in New York, in the music scene in particular, I like to tell people, and I'm sure Kev could talk about London in the 80s, New York
yeah,
in the
for sure.
80s. There was no, You couldn't half step. You couldn't tell somebody that you were good and you were going to play in their band, or that you were going to show up at a certain time and then not show up. You literally didn't get a second chance.
Yeah.
And I think in LA, when I think about the business that I've done, and it's no disrespect to LA, it's just kind of its ethos. It's always 3 weeks away. It's always like, hey, I know a guy who knows a guy, and we're going to make a call. And, like, it can't happen right now, but, like, if you stick around, or maybe you come back next week. And then in San Francisco, it's kind of like a different feel. It's more like, I almost call it like a boomerang. Like, everything you put out comes back.
Yeah.
If you help build the scene around us, then the scene helps to lift you up. And that's just simply not true in most other places. It's so competitive for that Friday night gig. Here, no, man, you can play El Rio, you can play Bottom of the Hill, you can play the band show, you can play the farmer's market. There's just a million things that help lift the whole scene.
And a lot of times it's just as much fun to go see a band that you like as to go play yourself. You know, I mean, it's close.
And again, speaking to what Kevin said, like, how do you respect a band that doesn't go out and be a part of the scene? Like, I taught music business, and people would ask me, Luke, I want to be a hip-hop producer. Well, do you go out to, like, you know, Oakland and see bands and shows? Oh, no? Well, then how the hell are you going to be a producer in a scene or be a figure in a scene without actually being a part of the scene? It never happens. Nobody sits on the outside and looks in and goes, hey, that's going to be me someday. They go, hey, I'm going to stand here until that guy says, why don't you open up for me? You've been coming to these shows for so long. Why don't you open up for me?
Yeah.
And, you know, not to downgrade any efforts that this city has had to try to put people on, but I've seen legendary clubs waste years of success, and I'm not going to name names, waste years of success not putting on up-and-comers who could then become headliners later on. And I saw it throughout the late 90s, early 2000s. There was a certain club that had it had like a boat name. It was called like the Boat Hall. And that is a good example of somebody who kept saying, no, we're just going to put on headliners. And again, not to diss the guy, he's a brilliant promoter. Sorry. Brilliant promoter, but put on some openers that can grow to be headliners. Because if you don't do that in the scene, you're not going.
It's just that constant turnover. It's like anything, isn't it? You know, like the faster you bring in the apples, the faster you get the good ones. You know what I mean? And like letting everybody have a go. That's the other thing that appealed to me about the band show, was the whole thing about the lift every voice, you know. I mean, like, everybody should have a go at playing there. You can't play 3 times a year, though, but, you know.
No, but you need to be able to have a place.
You looking at me?
And again, you guys can appreciate this. All the local musicians that Kevin and I put on can appreciate, like, we know that if you get a band shell show, that helps open a door for another show. We see it. You know, we know bands that we felt we put on and we were like, just give them a month. Give them 6 months.
It does
and now
help,
those
doesn't
bands are getting asked by the venue to come and play. Like, the whole concept of the circle really works. Like,
I remember I had a musician, so he played lots of shows for us, very good musician, and I won't name names, but he said to me, you know, we play all these events, these markets, the stuff, JFK, all that stuff, Civic Centre, and we don't seem to get a following from that. But I was like, well, it's kind of the events are getting a following, you know what I mean? Like Woodstock was an event, you know what I mean? And all those bands got to play it, you know? So if you create events and you bring lots of musicians through, eventually the world's going to start looking, and you know what I mean? Because the talent pool is going to be so high, you know? I was like thinking of how it was here in the 70s. You had all these amazing local bands, didn't you? But like, it all went away. And that was because there was a scene, because there was something happening. I mean, politically it was similar to now, so I think maybe the way we are now might trigger that. So come on, kids.
Yeah, well, you got to keep replacing them, because bands aren't, you know, I've never thought when even a really good band, it's not going to last forever, and you just kind of
Right.
it's not like Ford Motors or something like that.
No. That's very true.
You're
The
lucky
Beatles ran
if you
into
get
it.
3 good years.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
everybody's got kids now, and I mean, I look at. I see a lot of artists around here, and I think the main reason they aren't just that really big is because that's a whole lifestyle to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be a touring, working
Yeah.
musician is.
But that's another thing about the turnover. You find those musicians
Yeah.
that do it for that. You know that is everything.
I saw a manager the other day on something, and she said, "Look, you want to make it big, go get a job,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's going to take at least $25,000 for you to hire somebody, a PR person, for a couple of years anyway. And then
Yeah.
if you're good and you're lucky, but you can't. Now there's that. The thing, the only reason I wish I was young, and I'd like start out at 12 or something,
Right.
is because you
You're
can
not
live at
young.
home.
You're not young.
Right, you can live at home and become
You can
good,
live at
right?
home. They'll feed you.
Yeah.
You can practice all day. Go
Yeah.
hang out in clubs all night and have a place to sleep. And you can develop. I watched this documentary about the Beastie Boys the other day, and they were just kids, and they all lived at home, but they just decided to play a lot, and they started hanging out. And I think they were 19 when You Gotta Fight for Your Right came out.
Yeah.
And they went on tour in because they could just leave.
Yeah.
No girlfriends.
Def Jam.
Yeah. Boy, did they get screwed on that deal.
You did with stuff with them, didn't you, Steve?
I did in the better, let's call it the more adult part of their career, I
Right.
would say, not during that era. I
Yeah.
did do lights for them opening. This is going to date me a little bit.
That's all right.
No
I
kidding.
did lights
Wow.
for them for New Year's Eve, opening up for the Ramones.
Whoa! What a
at the
cool
World.
show, huh?
Yeah, and they were smashed. I think they maybe got off "Fight for Your Right to Party." That was the
Yeah.
only song they really did. Sorry, that's not true. They did "Cookie Puss," which was like their
Right,
first
that was
single,
about
right?
that donut shop.
Yeah, and
Cookie place.
it was about the Carvel ice cream.
Yeah.
Right. We as kids we used to get this ice cream, and he would sell it on the fact that there was less air. So his commercial was like he had all these
Healthy,
different
yeah.
styles. It was like sometimes it was Cookie Puss, sometimes it was like Seamus O'Grady, sometimes it was like Whaley O Whale. It was the same mold, just turned
Yeah.
different ways. But his selling point was less air. So he would just be like, "Hey, I'm Tom Carvel, and have some ice cream with less air." Dude, are you kidding me? Is this what you're selling me?
Yeah.
So when he finally turned the corner with Cookie Puss, I think the Beasties as kids took to that.
Yeah.
But what's crazy
That
is to
just
be.
went right over my head. All of that
Well-
stuff. I was like, what the
What's he talking about?
Yeah,
It's
gee,
ice
Dad.
cream
Don't worry about it.
with
We'll
less
edit that
air.
out.
Well,
Sorry, I was just gazing off into the distance. Carry on, Steve.
Well,
So I guess all I was saying was it felt like being able to go back to that era with
Right.
them. I toured with them in the late 1990s, so that's the Hello Nasty era.
yeah.
I tour managed Mixmaster Mike, so when Mike became their DJ, I became the DJ's roadie, I believe is what it said
That's
in
another
the,
thing.
in the itinerary. So some of the
Okay.
greatest Beastie shows in the world,
Yeah.
standing just this far away
But
from
look
it.
at that. Imagine that now, Steph. Imagine because I worked on that. I'm older than him, so I worked on their shows in '84 when they came over with Def Jam with LL Cool J and all that. I think that-
Houdini.
Houdini.
I
Oh,
remember that
Houdini,
tour.
yeah.
I remember that tour.
Oh,
Kev.
Houdini was so cool.
So cool.
Public Enemy.
Yep.
They all came over.
Yeah.
LL Cool J, Public
Yeah.
Enemy. It was the
And
whole
we all got
Def
Def Jam T-shirts. I was on the crew and baseball hats. We thought we were so cool. But that really affected England, kids
Yeah.
in England. And then you saw the band start playing with beats and stuff, and then it came back the other way but that was a great time for creative music. I want to get back to those times when you go out. Every time you say, I saw a band the other night. They blew me away, and that sort of stuff's starting to happen more often.
Yeah.
You know.
I think.
Well, speaking of getting back to something,
Yeah, I was just trying
I'm
to-
writing down. I want to talk to you more about London, but we want to play a little music here, just
Yeah.
so
All
people
right.
don't fall asleep.
Yes.
Now we've got a song that Steffen was involved in.
Yeah.
And
So
do you want to
yeah,
do the intro on
I'll
it?
tee it up. So
Great.
this is my first produced song. I lived in Maui for a couple of years before I moved to San Francisco in the early 90s. And the only music I had really made at that point was like rubbing two records together. So I would like have a beat, I would like do beat looping with my hands. And eventually we had like a CD player that would loop. So I'd be able to like make a beat and have somebody rap over it, play some other instruments. But this is the first time that I go into a studio where it's my music. And oddly, I have a partner at that point. His name is Steffen G. He's also from London, who emigrated here almost at the same time Kevin did.
Yeah,
Right?
you're a little earlier than me.
Little
He used
bit
to
earlier.
do sound at Dingwalls.
Right, he did sound at Dingwalds in
Yeah.
the UK, and he moved here. And we just naturally connected. He loved reggae. I loved reggae. So what was important for me at that point was to make a song that was conscious. Music at that point had been, especially reggae, had turned from this kind of Bob Marley era, peace and love and positive vibration, to like shoot people in the head for being certain, whatever. So we don't have to talk about what that side is. I decided I was going to make a song that kind of, I don't know what you call it, makes fun of that culture. Mm-hmm. So this song is called Sex and Guns. It only came out as a 7-inch single. If you were to see the cover, the cover is almost like Nevermind the Bollocks. It's hand cut, and we like made a art out of it. I'll show you the art one day.
Ran some notes off.
That's what it kind of looks
Yeah.
like. But what's amazing about this release is that it's played on by a bunch of studio musicians that I could never assemble today. So I believe the drummer is Kevin Carnes, who played in the Brown Fellinis. The guitar player is Shauna Hall, who played in Four Non Blondes and later in Parliament. The horns are the Daddy Goddess horn section, who are a very notable Bay Area horn section. So this record is like a hodgepodge that only could have existed in the studio. It features our friend Steffen G, who does this kind of like weirdo Gil Scott-Heron break in the middle. But this is Sex and Guns, recorded in 1993 at Bob Ross's studio in Burlingame. With
Here, on the
here,
West Coast.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
my
okay,
first
cool.
first track.
All right. Well, cue it up, JW.
Yeah.
It's a no Mansfield show for you, folks.
Make a life, take a life, do the crime, do the time. Make a life, take a life, do the crime, do the time.
So, you think that's what it takes to be a real man? To be a real man, you have to have respect. And you only get respect if you give respect. Otherwise, it's only fear. See it? So positive sound massive. Come run with it.
Sex and guns. All the little youth them see is sex and guns. Sex and guns, sex and guns. All the little youth them see is sex and guns. You see them watch TV, watch G.I. Joe, and they just assume that's the way to go. While all toy maker make piles of dough. Nintendo and Sega give them blow by blow because life on the street is not a TV show. There are no commercials when the bullet stop and flow. And all of the youth them fall right down in a row. You see them never have time for big up and grow. Sex and guns, sex and guns. All the little youth them see is sex and guns. Right? Sex and guns, sex and guns. All the little youth them see is sex and guns.
Sex and gun is all the child to see. Come on, give me the head start. Say porn reality, me say porn the cartoon on the TV screen. Since it was a younger, it's all that they see now. For all of a child done porn they get to. Drugs and sex and violence is all that they know. Brother be killing brother, angry cause one color. Why can't we just stop the earth and find another? What do you white or black? Red, brown, or yellow. Positive vibration is a what you should know. Get an education like your elder tell you so. You hear?
We got sex and guns, sex and guns. All the little youth them see is sex and guns. Sex and guns, sex and guns. All the you turn your back. Ignorance is as far off the track. It doesn't even matter if you're white or black. If we just stand strong, get the kids off the crack. If we share the weight of the brother man's back and pack up your brother to the king size sack. You see, I guess it really matters if the lyric is like come down. Sex and guns, sex and guns. And little you can see sex and guns. You hear? Sex and guns, sex and guns. And little you can see sex and guns.
Respect for life is where the future's at. Can't create with an easier again. Respect your brothers, respect your lovers, as if the rebels can reign. Some by killing one another. Wisdom, colleagues, men, in the land of the blind, when I see you insane. Down the rules, welfare schools, to lead everything onto the in school. Calling, if this is hope, is he defined and identified our enemies. We use the media, keep us hypnotized. Stuff is evolving, we become wise. So you miss happiness with poverty, success in life, being free. Now we have virtual reality, theoretically in the possibility. Check it out, what you see, more messages from the authorities, just more of the same. Sex and guns. It's time we go beyond Dr. King's dream toward a global thing about supreme.
Kids, all them they carrying the gun. In the game of life, let the world they done spun. Sex and violence for all the crowd to see. To where it does all of this and nothing lead. It's a silence to a secrecy, a conspiracy. That has no legitimately brought us in the open. If we wanna give our children hope in this life, let's make these days the best of time. Come down!
Sex and guns, sex and guns. A little you can see sex and guns. Sex and guns, sex and guns. A little you can see sex and guns. Sex and guns, sex and guns. A little you can see sex and guns. Sex and guns, sex and guns. A little you can see sex and guns.
Yeah. Wow, that brings back some memories.
It's good track.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the No Mansfield Show. So this show is for the ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels and thieves. It's time for some music relief. So,
You're really good at this now.
yeah, right. You cunt.
No, you are. You are. No, you are.
Well,
I couldn't do it.
it's you're on right now, and speak up in the microphone.
Okay, sorry.
young fella here. So we want to hear about the early days in London, the '80s.
Oh yeah. No.
I hear that you had something. You were there, maybe.
Yeah, I was there. I lived in London from 79 to 90.
Whoa.
I was born just up the road in Luton, and then my parents dragged me off to a place called Lowestoft on the east coast of England, where I spent 5 years. So I finished school, formed a punk band up there, and got into a punk crew up there. Actually, it was a really good time, like my adolescence, because there was a lot of really cool clubs, live music, clubs, Norwich, West Runton Pavilion, which was right on the beach. But everybody played there. Bowie, obviously Motorhead, the Sex Pistols played there. The Damned played there it seemed like every few weeks. So we saw all those bands. Anyway, did
you see the Sex Pistols?
I didn't know. I was rehearsing that night.
A
It's the
lot of
biggest
people
mistake
did.
in my life. I did that with Joy Division too. But anyway,
So you're there.
Whoops. Sort of.
You're sort of in school and hanging out. So what was
That's
the
right,
punk
yeah.
scene? I kind
I
of.
wish I was a year older actually, because if I'd have been a year older, I could got into London when it was really happening. I got into London a little bit after that, but it was still happening. You could still go to a pub and see like 999 or somebody, or like really good punk band.
Were you playing guitar? At
Yeah.
That point?
And when
how
I
old
moved
when-
down there, I formed a band down there, and there was a bunch of bands.
So you're a young English tyke playing guitar near
Yeah,
London.
I
And
lived in Stratton first.
What year did you start playing? When did it first hit
Playing
you?
in London?
No, playing guitar.
I was 15, pretty late, really. Yeah. But and then I put it down for a minute, and then, well, when the punk happened, it was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't do Jimmy Page's stuff, but I could do
You could do
the
3
punk
chords.
stuff.
real
Yeah,
now.
that's like, you know. So like, anyway, so yeah, and then I was in a bunch of bands, and then the punk thing started to get gothic.
We'll dedicate this to all youth everywhere, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Stand out and call it bottom case again, man. Watch this. Hey.
She is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock girl. Don't play your music too loud. Don't make her stand in the big crowd. Take her out on the 4th of July, but she'll just break right down and cry, 'cause she is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock
Watch this.
girl.
I say fire, fire, as the flames grow higher. You hear the news as it travels the wire. See a young gal, could it be any fairer? Tears on her face as she prays to the Father. She asks a question he never answers. Turns out that she is also a soldier. Her rank increases as she get older. Don't pass it on, now the children them suffer. Shell shock gal, no it can't
And
defend.
it goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
Human against human against
When they say shell
human.
shock gal, no it can't defend.
Goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
And it goes on and on and on and on. And she is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock girl. Wound up tighter than tight. Flashbacks keep her up in the night. And now she's lost to the streets. Still sidestepping the dead at her feet. 'Cause she is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock girl.
What's an hour to hour world's under pressure? Yes, times have changed, but not for the better. Mom marks the years with lines on the mirror. Wakes up one day, now she has a daughter. Mother's a shot and paints her a picture. One bombs explode and the feelings them soda. Turns out the winter got kinda colder. Don't step aside as the cycle turns over. Shell shock gal, no man can't
And it
defend.
goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
Human against human against
They say shell
human.
shock gal, no man can't defend.
Goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
He's right out in Palestine.
They say shell shock gal, no man can't defend.
Catholics and the Protestants.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
Gypsies and Romans.
They say shell shock gal, no man can't defend.
And don't forget the guns.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
And it goes on and on and on and on. And she's a little,
Why you have to be fussing and fighting?
a little weak,
I'm sick of it all,
a
man.
little shell shock.
Just cool.
I think it's the same in all music.
It's
I
funny,
think
yeah,
there's
and it's-
these roots, and you yield
Yeah.
something from the root,
Right, and then it
and becomes your own
mushrooms,
thing. You
So-
would, Frank, sorry, no, you would say the same thing. Like, I listen to your music, and I hear all of your past experience filtered through it.
Yeah.
And I think that shows the sign of I want to say a weathered musician, a
Deranged?
storied musician, somebody who has different eras in their lives. You just heard me emceeing a dance hall track from 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Everybody changes. Everybody gestates. and
You know what I
turns.
really liked about that was it was musicians playing. I mean, you could tell
Yeah.
that wasn't
Yeah.
click tracks at all. It was
No, I
guys
mean,
playing.
in those days, to even hook up a loop,
Yeah.
right? In '93, you had to
Yeah.
have another box,
Yeah.
and you were doing it with MIDI,
Yeah.
right?
94, I went out with a DAT machine we did a little tour up the coast, and we used a DAT machine and a click.
And that was your backup track.
That was it, yeah, left and right, but the click went to the drummer and the right went out front. It was,
So, Kevin, did you start writing early on?
yeah, I've always tried to write songs.
Like
I'm still
at 15?
chipping away at this
Well, I know.
bloody
all
rock.
right. If any one of us ever gets it right, we're probably going to croak the next day.
Yeah, but no, yeah, always, yeah,
Yeah, like,
always. And that's
I
why I get
started myself
frustrated
to-
when I see these kids and they just play covers, and I'm saying it's good to do covers.
Yeah. You learn your chops that way. But,
Yeah.
you know, when I started, I was in such a small town, we couldn't get records. So we,
Right.
in order to do a 40-minute gig, we had to write some stuff.
Yeah.
And we would play Louie 4 times in that set.
Well,
We still had to write them.
you
But
should-
anyway, so
you could have called it Booey Booey and say you wrote it,
yeah,
and then there's another song.
well, we tried to steal all we could. We did a gig once, a talent show at a Catholic high school, where there were 4 nuns that were the judges.
Really?
Oh yeah, and they, to tell you how much they liked us, a baton twirler that dropped her baton 4 times beat us.
Wow. And you still lost to
Yeah, we
to her.
still lost. And they followed us out of town, these high school kids. We thought they were going to beat us. But anyway, enough about me talking about me. Let's hear you talk about me.
Yeah, I think you're great, Frank.
no, I fuck
He's
off.
got this studio out in Tracy. Yeah.
Is that where the 205 dead ends? To
Yeah, dead ends into nothingness.
To the
instead of
circle
swamp.
of the swamp. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that
so
big swampy.
So he's Frank, man. I'll never forget. I was out there once. Do you remember this? And he's on a bloody big, like, combine harvester thing, isn't you? Like big.
that was a 30-ton motor grader.
Yeah, like to
Yeah.
level that. You know, you see them on the freeway. You know, you'll be driving. There'll be a big yellow truck with a big scoopy thing at the front, right? He's
Yeah,
driving
it's like
one of them
twice
around.
as tall as this thing.
Yeah. And
Lucky
he
I
let me
never-
have a go on it. Fool.
Yeah. Well, I think I have a picture in.
Did you,
Really?
did you drive it, Kev?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Of course
you
you did.
did.
Of course
Because
you did.
it reminded me of my my cousin. She used when we were kids. You know, like back in the UK, like when we were kids, they wouldn't lock anything up on a building site.
Yeah.
So we used to go out there and get
Yeah, I know.
the tractors and drive them around. She was only about 12. I'd sit on the other seat like, wow. Anyway, I digress.
We knew
Well,
that
let's
was coming
do
through.
the some of the music part here. So, speaking of your recordings and the studio in Tracy, this next song, "In the Park," I just love it because every time I drive anywhere near the Golden Gate Park, I start.
You
"In
know,
the
oh,
Park."
that's all right. Must be horrible.
It's a
for it.
really great song, and
Thanks.
it's out there, folks. You can find it on Spotify, the Kevin North Band. You'll really like the whole album. Is really good. In fact, the whole
If
3
all you
albums.
eh?
There's 3 albums on there, isn't there?
2 albums and an EP thing. Yeah.
An IP.
EP thing. But you know, I've been playing with Jamie Wilson out of Brothers Spellbinder recently. We do like duo things.
Yeah.
And we've been playing In the Park as an acoustic song
Yeah.
and slowed it down a bit, like, and it really works. It's got more air in it, and Jamie's a great musician. So
Well,
anyway,
it's a good song. You know, whether
I suppose
it's
if
fast
you got
or
a
slow.
song, you do it anyway, and it sounds.
Yeah, well,
you know.
see, you're older than when you recorded it, so you're mellowed a little bit.
Right, that's it.
You
Yeah,
like a slower song.
I'm gonna settle down.
Yeah, something that you can just. Yeah, that's
I
Kevin
don't-
North is settling down, folks.
Yeah. I'll alert the media, bro. I don't know if that's really true.
Well, I totally made it up.
Yeah.
So, JW, want to spin that thing?
Do it.
In the Park by Kevin North.
The park.
It's not there though, is it? Where's that drummer? 1, 2, 3, 4. This sound guy, man. What, you know? In the park, take a walk. Folks everywhere. Smell the trees. dark. Hey, come with me. Grab your things, all the things. Something really don't need. The kaleidoscope of sound. Got my head spinning round. Refuge for the family. Rest in place for unlucky. Sun was shining in the park. In the park. In the park.
Well, what do you think about that,
Rubbish.
folks? That song. Who was that? Wasn't that the Beatles?
Absolute crap.
We're rolling right along here on the No Mansfield Show with Steffen, Franz, and Kevin North and J.W. Blunt. We didn't give J.W. a microphone because he's really talks. He swears.
JW is
a
the
lot.
one that keeps cueing the music, and I don't know if you've known, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Hasn't hit a cue.
yeah, I know. And I
Hasn't
mean, if
hit-
Doge hear about this,
Yes.
you're fucking gone, mate.
They're going to ask you,
That's right.
what did you do last week? What 5
Yes.
things did you do? You're going to say
Wait, you played a song that had sex in the title. That's been
Sex
banned.
and guns.
sex and guns.
And guns.
I'm gonna have to get a microphone after this next song.
I know, we're going to have to get you hooked up if you're
Yeah.
going to be in the combo.
Yeah, I know. I feel.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why did I go to him?
Yeah.
Mash it up.
You should go to him.
In fact, maybe we should pull up a Taco Mash song.
Oh,
Ooh.
Taco Mash song.
Yeah. You
Really?
can do
Yeah.
these tricks and things, these
Yeah.
internet.
You're making him earn his crust.
That's right.
Actually, it is his studio. It is his house.
You earned your crust today, boy.
Literally one.
Yeah, that's. Are we recording now?
I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
are.
okay.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course we
so-
are.
So yeah,
So-
we played a song. Now we're going to talk about something else, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What are we going to talk about, Kev?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's ask.
Yeah, let's ask Frank. Frank's
Well,
got a
okay.
list. He's got a list. he's
So
got notes.
we had a song. We had a song. This is very San Francisco. In fact, I'm the only real suburb guy. But I mean, we've got a song about the park, this beautiful park, great song. We're sitting here with Mr. San Francisco, J.W. Blunt,
Right,
Oh,
Mr. San
another
Francisco
great
is
musician.
here. It's true.
Steffen Franz, who rules the.
Taco Mosh.
Yeah. Say that again, Kevin. I like that.
Taco Mosh. He hates the way
It's going to be the beginning of their next record, Kevin.
So Steffen controls all live gigs here.
In the whole world.
he
I
runs-
control all the
yeah.
live gigs in all of the world.
Yeah, he secretly owns Live Nations. And
I have a strategic partnership with Live Nation and also with Another Planet and also with Noise Pop not to do. They're not going to do free shows. So that's kind of the partnership we have. I am a master of free entertainment, and I think
big hand for Steffen, Franz, man.
You know, yeah, for sure, man.
Just
It's
for
been,
that.
It's much appreciated. For
God,
myself,
yeah.
I'm sure everybody I know, it's really cool. But
I don't think it was ever a plan. It was never a
it
plan.
never is, right?
No, I mean, you guys have already heard. Anybody who listens to this is going to hear, like, I was an artist, I was a tour manager, I was a producer. I've done everything you can do in the music industry for money, almost. And then somebody said, why don't you do some stuff for a nonprofit? And I kind of had to really think about it and be like, nonprofit?
Wait,
but the whole thing has been, whoa.
I see, is that sound guy?
Taco Mosh. He didn't like.
He was like, fuck this, Taco Mosh time.
No, it started to get capitalist. We started to talk about making money, and he's like, that's it. I'm pushing the button.
Taco Mosh.
He moshed us. So where, huh?
That was not on purpose.
Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, the stuff you were talking about.
Oh, that's on you.
Yeah, so it's
What we were talking about is that I was the free booking person, and that the city needed more free music, and artists needed a place to play. And the only thing I'm doing in this life is facilitating 1,000 of my good friends getting to play the most historic venue in our city. And that has now opened the doors to hundreds, if not hundreds.
it is really that band shell. It's really it feels historic. You know, when you play there. I played there once, and I thought, Jesus Christ, Jimi Hendrix was standing on the side of the stage.
Dude, you played there in a. You played The Wizard of Oz.
That's right.
At the band shell.
Oh, one of the most stressful gigs I've ever done in my life.
Let's not forget, your amp blew up 8 seconds before you played.
Yeah.
And that was fine, but then you did the entire, like, Wizard of Oz as a rock band.
Great stuff.
We went from being a 3-piece band to a 9-piece band overnight, and it was like a worm swallowing a bird. You know, it's like fuck. That was hard. I don't think I'd ever.
But you did it, Frank.
Well,
you
we pulled it
fucking
off.
did it. You got out there. You
there
said,
was some moments.
"I'm gonna do this," and you fucking did it.
I'll never forget that. That was a day that will live in history.
JW was there too.
JW was there.
Yeah,
I recall.
Yeah.
And
band shell, brilliant.
What's his face was in his outfit, in his lion costume.
Oh, Neil.
Neil was in his lion costume.
Yeah, he wears that now every once in a while.
No, he did that.
Go on, sorry.
He did that at Civic Center. We have a lovely photo of Neil in his lion outfit.
That's true.
At Civic Center.
No, that's
doing
really
his thing.
San Francisco vibe there.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So
I just want to know. I just want to jump in, so I get a lot of gigs and book a lot of bands. Steffen does exactly the same and dreams up. I dream up events with Angie. Steffen dreams up events with the Wrecking Park. See, I'm trying to bring it back down.
No, that's
You
cool.
see what I'm doing here?
I appreciate that, Kev.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
You're getting organized.
No,
Focus is nice.
You know one thing I will say that we should talk about?
Well, hang on. Let me just finish the thought before.
Kevin's on a roll here.
But I did want to. I keep trying to. I think we should mention Trixie.
Oh, for sure.
Somebody else in the community that really works hard, and I know how hard it is to work booking bands. You know, even if it's only a few venues or a lot of venues or a lot, it's just it's a lot of time, isn't it? You know.
Trixie is definitely rocking. That's a good call out.
I think we should mention her.
Oh yeah, no, she is really great and such a nice person and a great musician too.
Yeah.
And organized. She is
also very organized.
She helped us out with a little small thing once that was really. It turned out to be a goofy gig, but she handled it so well. I mean, the whole thing. We had 2 Xerox sheets with here's how everything went.
Right.
Now, to tell you the truth, the whole thing went to shit. But it wasn't her fault. But she recovered really well. But up until it really wasn't her fault. The band, it was this group that was having a wedding party that was playing there before us, and they all got drunk and they wanted the band to keep playing. So it put our gig off for almost 2.5 hours.
Oof.
And all the people that came to see us were long gone by the time we actually played. Yeah. And Trixie sang with us that night too. We did Hustler Rising.
Bless her cotton soul.
Yeah, she's really good. I like her.
That's good. I like that.
I like the
Join
band she's
her
in,
in
with Lucas on Laserbeam.
Yeah.
That's really a good band.
That guy's a star. I like him.
They're playing. They're playing at the band show.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
should do a little commercial.
When is that?
May.
Oh yeah.
May 9th.
Let's do some commercials here.
You know,
Taco Mosh. Oh, you didn't get him.
He's on the phone. So here, there is one person I do want to make sure that we thank, because I really do.
Yeah.
A lot of times it gets pointed at me, and I
then
should.
Can we hear one of Steffen's songs?
No, we're going to hear a Taco Mosh.
Oh, a Taco Mosh. Okay.
And then we'll circle around and hear Steffen's song. Ben Davis, not the Gorilla. Ben Davis, Illuminate the Arts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That guy doesn't develop the band shell, put in a sound system, lighting, stage reinforcement, 100% philanthropic money, no city money involved, and then has the vision to find a cat like me and give me a budget to be able to hire local bands and say, no, that backstage, you do what you want back there. You make sure that they're taken care of. Don't you tell me that you're not paying any bands. You're paying every band.
Wait a minute. You get paid for playing there?
Hey, you got your $7. Take your shine box and go. No, the IR, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to thank Ben Davis. We got to think like.
We should. And go on. Finish.
I was just gonna say, because really, I take a lot of that light for being the guy who is pushing the boulder up the hill. But without that guy, there's no boulder to push. And so I just have to, every time I get a little light on what I'm doing, I got to say thank you to him, because he continues to raise money, continues to support the arts at a level that, simply put, other people are not.
He's a mental bugger as well. I love hanging out with him.
He definitely is a vision.
He's got a million ideas at the same time.
I mean, a guy who looks at the Bay Bridge and says, I think there should be lights all over that bridge, and then figures out how to raise the money and find a guy and just.
We should also mention Angie, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you should definitely mention Angie.
I remember when COVID hit and we were in lockdown, and I was running I was running a soccer store, and she used to come in with her kid. I used to fit shoes on her kid, and we were going out of business, and we decided to close down. And she said to me, "Oh, you got a history in music?" Because I always used to play her flea markets. She says, "Can you help me? I need to book bands." And I said, "Well, we're going in lockdown." She goes, "No, we're going to keep the market open every Sunday. So you could help me with the band." So I was like, "Brilliant! I'm totally down to do that." And I did. And it was really hard to get bands. I had to play myself a lot. You remember, you played with me a lot,
That's
didn't you?
right.
And we couldn't even, we had to wear, we had to wear the old fucking masks. And we couldn't have, we couldn't sing, couldn't fart,
I have a really great picture of the
couldn't
two of
have
us.
horns, couldn't have horns.
A lot of rules in those days.
Harmonica, does that count?
It's like a horn.
It's like, anyway, but yeah, we used to do like 4-hour sets, but then I gradually started finding bands, and then, it just grew. And that thing of having an event, a market, it reminds me a lot of fairs when I was a kid. Like they used to be like, what do you call them here? Like you have a Santa Cruz, you have the roller coasters, you have all those, but that you have loads of stuff around all those things, and these events, they bring community together. There's no. Like we went to San Anselmo today, and the community, they plans about doing an event on the main road there, and they block off the end of the street, and have music at each end. It's just this whole thing. We've come out of COVID, and we've got this, and it's brilliant, and that gives loads of chances for musicians.
Yeah, it's
I rest my case.
yeah, it's, you know. See, you're getting older. You need a rest. So, okay, folks, that's it for Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Oh, shut up now.
No,
Play Taco more.
Yeah.
Shh.
Yeah, so we're gonna play a song for you by this guy. I think we've heard of him before. You'll love this song. It's really good. What song?
Band shell.
There we go.
Guess who's in the building? Make it snazz, make it snazzy, make it jazz, make it jazz. Walking the dough, light up the world, fashionista and technical. Flash, make it flashy, make it class, make it clap. With the dough, light up the world, fashionista and tech. Guess who's in the building? Guess who's in the building? Guess who's in the building? Caliente. Walking the dough, light up the world, fashionista and technical. In the dough, light up the road, fashionista and techno. You got a nice sprint on today. You've been living a long time, you've been looking 22. Walk in the dough, light up the road, fashionista and techno. Walk in the dough, light up the road, fashionista and tech. Make it snazz, make it snazzy, make it jazz, make it jazz. Walk in the dough, light up the road, fashionista and techno. Flash, make it flashy, make it glass, make it glass. For the dough, light up the road, fashionista and tech. Guess who's in the building? Guess who's in the building? Guess who's in the building? Caliente. Walk in the dough, light up the road, fashionista and techno. Dough, light up the road, fashionista. Make it flashy, make it class, make it class. Bang, chitty, bitty, bitty, boom. Bitty, bitty, bang, bang, chitty, chitty, boom. Bitty, bang, chitty, bitty, bitty, boom. Make it flash, make it flashy, make it class, make it class. Chitty, bitty, bitty, boom.
Fashionista by Taco Mosh. And we have a new guest here for you, a special one, J.W. Blunt. He just showed up today. Come on in,
Frank,
J.W.
Thanks for having me, Frank.
Cheers.
Yeah, so
great
that
to be
was
here.
that last creation, Fashionista creation, was Mr. J.W.'s excellent band, Taco Mosh.
And they're playing at the Golden Gate Park Band Shell just to bring this all home, right?
Yeah.
When
Well
are you
done,
playing there?
Steph.
April 2nd.
April 2nd, so that's like any minute.
4 o'clock.
It could be tomorrow,
A
based
week.
on whenever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a week
With
from today, but
Fringe
Yeah.
and for
Well,
Earth
from what I
Below.
understand, it's definitely before the world is going to end. So
Great.
I'm looking forward to
are
that.
you gonna break anything?
Not this time because there's children around.
Yeah, because the breaking
I
things,
asked him that
it worried me at one point. I was worried not about your health, about other people's health. I was concerned that someone would catch an errant.
See, this is Pete Townsend didn't
But
worry about that
JW
stuff.
uses only AC splinter-proof guitars.
Splinter-proof.
Splinter-proof.
I like that you're rocking the 57 for this. This is
Yeah.
hot. I like it.
Yeah,
exactly
so
what I
I
was-
think
That thing at the end never tightens up.
Never
yeah,
tight.
never does. Yeah. I think
We put him on a mic and we just like we've
Dude,
been
fucking
doing
sound,
this for an
man.
hour and he's just getting blasted by our.
smashing guitars is more of a nightclub thing.
Yeah.
I
Captain
agree.
Sensible, he used to do that with the Damned all the time and take his clothes off.
Could you imagine at the whale's tail?
Could you imagine that? Yeah. The whale's tail. No,
The whale's tail, and all the
JFK.
moms would be like, "Is this
Oh, but only if
normal?" But you know what? They sit through other stuff, like
They might like
scowl.
no, not scowl, not at the whale's tail, but like ants. We love ants. Ants is
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
But if they could sit through ants, they could sit through him. You know, smashing
See,
the guitar. Or taking
yeah.
on the
his-
grass. That'd be a lot more of a challenge to smash a guitar on the grass.
I don't know how you would.
Well, we
just
could put
smash it
that
on the
stage
tree.
up there for you. And that stage. There.
Okay, this conversation has now digressed to something.
Well, no. It's, and yet, so in
Bring
order
us
to
back.
say
Sorry.
that,
Bring us back, brother.
I'm bringing you back, baby, with some music.
Chitty, chitty,
You ready, JW?
What are we going to listen to?
San Francisco Blues.
Oh,
San
there you go.
Francisco will never die.
We were
Or-
singing that today.
That's a
weren't
good little tune, man.
Yeah.
That is a. You know, when I heard Kevin as a musician, as an artist, I heard him play this song, and it kind of.
we? It's that one. Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
That one.
kind of freaked me out because I was like, "Is that a cover?" And he said,
I know, it's really.
He said, "No, mate, that's me." And I was like, "That's a ridiculous song, Kevin. That's a really good."
and it's such a good song because it's very hard to figure out where he stole that melody from.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
I
No,
also.
but I mean, it's really memorable.
I
It's
said to
really
him,
good.
I think this
Fuck,
is a
yeah.
licensing opportunity for him.
Yeah.
Like this song, somebody will want a hard rocking San Francisco anthem of
Yep.
the.
Well, that's why
2020s.
Candygram owns 100% of all Kevin Owens.
Candygram.
I was
has
actually,
owned
I
all
actually
rights.
quoted Candy.
Yeah, we'll send the checks in the mail.
So, are we going to hear this tune?
Yeah, I think it's time
Such
to
a
do
good
it.
tune.
Can't believe it's been so long since anybody wrote a song about this great city where I reside. It's the best place that I know, apart from London. Don't wanna go, wanna stay here, home of pride. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never die. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never die. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Often when the fog come rolling in, and then I can't see who we. Went too long before I found out what this place is all about. You got the park, got the beach and bay, and the muni bus runs every day, and now I got a new place to stay. Yeah, it's all good. Alright. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never die. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never die. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Often when it comes to parking, rents can be a bit, yeah, alright.
Arriving westbound, 2-car K to Balboa Park Station. Next K, 3 minutes. K, 4 minutes.
With a chance to relocate and a little help from the Golden State, I'm hanging tough, a rider on the storm. And the the music from this sacred place. Loves to feel the warm embrace. You ain't waving me goodbye. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never dies. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never dies. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco never dies. Place I love, place I wanna stay. Hey, hey, mama, San Francisco will never die. It's the place I love and the place I wanna stay.
Hey, it's the No Mansfield Show. And we got the gang here tonight with you folks. For all you lonely people out there in Radio Land. That's right. If you're listening to us, you got to be lonely.
Don't. That's
Okay,
do that
sorry.
to your audience.
Leave the sarcasm out today.
I love
So-
you out there,
Yeah.
audience.
We
I think-
love you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love
I
you.
think you're. I think you're great. I
speak
think
for
you're
you.
fucking great.
Wake up.
But just because you're lonely doesn't mean that you're not, wet.
Wow.
Well, I came into the wrong fucking studio.
That's what happened. We were here for
Yeah.
a long time, and we
Yeah.
realized.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So
I
hey,
didn't know
but
it was like that.
I want to bring up. I want to mention that last song, San Francisco. Great song. That backup vocals were Kim Ashton from. She lives right now in Sacramento, and she's a great singer. I think she's actually a music teacher. So if you want to learn to sing like that, just look up Kim Ashton in Sacramento, which is north of here. So we don't want to get political here at the No Mansfield Show.
No, I think.
But
All right.
I want to talk about tariffs. What I want to know is, are musicians going to get tariffed, or do we get the tariff? It's not clear yet here. So I think that musicians should be political about this and demand an answer. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I know that since Europe closed down, that bands have to pay extra on their carnets when they travel.
He's saying that when bands travel to Europe, they have to pay extra now.
That's what carnets mean.
Carnage, yeah, you have to put.
Carnage. Oh, I got it.
No, like you have to list everything you've got.
Sure.
I don't know about
Is that-
tariffs. Is that
I mean,
similar?
it doesn't mean
We
that
sell-
Canadian bands are going to come here
Right?
and
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
cost prohibitive. I did read some article that said that some Canadian bands were being harassed by ICE. They
that
came over
figures.
the border. They're
Pick
going
on
to
the
play.
musicians. Typical.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
I mean
Well-
the sad reality of where we are right now.
So I think we got to just keep fighting a good fight and
writing
keep
songs.
being happy, writing
Keep
songs.
writing songs. Yeah.
So
keep eating cupcakes,
I think
people.
Yeah.
You would be amazed.
I think we might have to wrap it up in a bit because
think
we're
so.
out of beer.
Oh, and we're also almost out of cupcakes because
What?
Mr. San Francisco and other Mr. San Francisco are destroying the cupcake revolution. All right, so
Well, we should mention things that are happening this week.
Yeah, let's hear some of
we
the
should
stuff
talk about
coming up.
when. Can we talk about the band shell?
Sure,
more?
sure.
So we're doing every Wednesday, which is Singer-Songwriter Day. Then Kevin does the first Wednesday, which is Market to Band Shell. And that is really a focus on acts that Kevin is seeing developing in the farmer's market mindset who have graduated to maybe a shot at the band shell stage. Friday nights we do like soul, R&B, funk, kind of like, urban feeling music.
Get jazz sometimes on
Jazz,
Fridays as well.
yeah, jazz, soul, R&B, funk. What else? Occasional bluegrass.
Yeah.
It's generally a music night. And then Sundays, maybe the most developed reggae party in the city right now. An average DJ night, we're getting 300 people out there on a Sunday night. We're doing a ton of bands this year. So we've got 420 coming up you know, in
Yeah,
April.
so it's going to live bands as well as
Yeah, we
DJs?
do. We try to mix at least one live band a month, and now
cool.
this year, I would say
It's the-
maybe it's two a month.
It's the keystone of the whole Illuminate band shell thing, I think, is 420, right, on Sundays.
I mean, Kevin has said that he feels like without the reggae component, like we could have done singer-songwriter and jazz and all this other stuff, but it's the reggae that really developed community quickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
And when we go out there, it really is kind of like even Kev, who's kind of it's not his show, but everyone knows him. Everyone knows who he is because he's a part of that community.
Yeah.
And
This is totally your show, and you bring in those acts.
Well, but I mean, the people who come there are coming because the community is strong. They're not really caring what the band is or what the DJ is.
I mean, out of any night that we do down there, even if it's raining, they'll still be down there.
Oh
for
my
the
God,
reggae.
the dates I love telling people about. Last year we ended on November 23rd.
Yeah.
It was wet.
Later than anyone.
It was cold. It was 48 degrees, and we had 250 people, and they were mad that we were wrapping up.
Yeah.
And then to open this year, we had a beautiful day, and I think we probably had 300 or 400 people.
Yeah.
And so it just goes to show you, like,
Those
you
are on
create a
Sundays,
scene.
though.
Yeah.
Sunday,
Sunday
Golden
afternoon,
Gate part.
4:20 to
It's
7:30.
ridiculous. The clouds in the air are green.
It's definitely a very open space.
Yeah.
I see families with young children whose kids are on the apron, and they're just dancing away. And then you come like about 100 feet back, and there's like a wall of smoke.
Yeah.
And you just think, this is San Francisco. This is what's gone on here the whole time. Like, it's a very free society.
Right? You're right. It's been going on for a long time, and it's sort of it's the reason it's going on is because it's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
The reason it's gone on is because it's community at its
Yeah.
best,
Yeah.
right? When
everybody's mellow and happy and vibing on that music.
I always tell people I see tourists all the time come out of the De Young and come out of the Academy, and they're just like, what is this? This is free music with this amazing jazz band on a Friday night, and everybody here is having glasses of wine, and they brought some charcuterie, they brought some tinned fish or whatever the trendy thing to do is, and the real reality is that's community.
Yeah.
That's you know, they see that, and they feel safe. They feel like this is what San Francisco is, and I watch these German tourists with their like 3 kids come and sit down, and they're watching Stephanie Woodford, who we booked because she played in the tunnel during COVID, and we thought she was this busking in the tunnel.
Stephanie Woodford's been through here as well.
Yeah, that's
I love
right.
that band.
Yeah.
Love that band. And all right, so let's give a shout out to some bands that we both know.
I like, actually, that's a very good, well in, Steph.
Steph.
But like, I want to just say about Season of Us. I don't think we're going to be seeing much more of them. Do you know Stephanie and Bill from Season of Us? They've been playing a lot of the farmers market. They'll play 3-hour sets in the rain.
Yeah, they've been a good supporter of like Fulton Plaza. They played JFK. They played the band show.
And unfortunately, Stephanie's at stage 4.
Oh.
And so I don't know. We got to look out for Bill now.
Yeah.
But those guys, anyway. So Season of Us, definitely want to make sure. Young and Up Too Late. Been playing the farmers market. Came over, started playing the band shell. Then they started playing anyway.
Yeah. 3 Flower Jam.
He loves them.
It's not that I love them. I just think
they're great.
It's all interesting. Oh, Manu Slindas.
Oh yeah, I booked them for. I'm doing Union
Huge
Street
fan.
Festival this year, and I've got them on that. They're gonna do Earth Day.
Can they do the same day we do? So
Yeah,
I can see
yeah,
them?
yeah.
They're so
alright.
good. So good. And then
But I got him on Earth Day at Coal Valley. Coal Valley nights. I don't know.
What day is that?
This Thursday nights.
This Thursday?
Not this one. Next one, I believe.
Yeah, so Kev, you should talk
So
about.
one after.
Can you talk about your dates? I talked about the band shell. Talk about what you got going.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd Thursday we do the Coal Valley nights. But that's
April 10th.
somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
I got it
hold
right in
all
front of
in-
me, April 10th.
But
Yeah.
do talk
But-
about what you're doing on Sundays. That's every Sunday, right?
Oh, the farmers market.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell people where that is, so they know.
Yeah, that's out there on 37th Avenue between Pacheco. No, actually, Pacheco's in the middle. Ortega and Quintara. And 2 blocks of, like, if you like your produce. It's all out there, all your veggies and whatnot. And but we have music, you know. We have music out there too, and it's a nice vibe. It's lovely to see the kids, you know, like dancing around to Taco Mush.
And they have activities for the kids.
Yeah.
They do. They do.
It's just really.
And they have coffee.
And
they have
really
really
good
good
coffee.
Hey, pastries.
Pastries. They got
Pastries.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, and of course the smash burgers now. I mean,
Right, smash burgers are.
they're like off the hook.
That was
Smash
good.
burgers.
That
What's the difference between a smash burger and
You
like,
smash it.
that's it?
Yeah, what they
Smash
do is they smash the patty, right, and then
Yeah.
they put cheese on it, and then they put another smashed one on top, and then another
Oh.
cheese. It's well dodgy.
I got some ground beef here. We can make
But
some right now.
yeah, but if we grab some now, but they're really good. Anyway, so and then what else? Flea market starts in April. Second-hand Saturday out there. I think it's the 3rd Saturday
Night,
of the month.
night markets?
Night market's not sure yet. Union Street Festival doing that. What's the one? North Beach Festival, which is an interesting task. And no. And then and working with Steffen, you know, like we're going to be starting a Civic Centre in April.
Yeah.
Was it Tuesdays and Thursdays at Civic Centre?
Yeah, full on lunchtime this time. We're not
Yeah.
really messing around with the times. We're just going to go. It's a lunchtime concert series. Everybody come out. It'll start at 12. There'll be 3 bands.
Yeah.
Same as what we were doing last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Friday. We did Friday last year, but Friday was dead.
Friday's just a tough day. I
Yeah.
think people who work from home don't come in on Fridays. It's just a hard day.
Oh, and then they also to Memorial Day probably start up
Whale's
JFK.
Tail, yeah.
Something out there as well, like last year. We'll see.
Yep.
You know.
Well, this is great. We burned up the whole 2 hours, so I
I mean,
didn't
we're
get to
like-
mix
Is
anything.
Is it like 3 hours, 4 hours? I
Yeah,
don't even
something
know.
like
It
that.
feels like we've been here
Other great bands were Laserbeam, right?
Laserbeam.
I think
We said
Yeah.
Laserbeam. That was a good one.
Slow Coast. I don't know if anybody's
You're
seen
feeling Slow Coast. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Very
This
good
is
band.
great. They're actually coming through here on Thursday.
Yeah,
Nice.
beautiful.
They're playing
Yeah.
the band shell.
Yeah,
Uh,
nice people. Do you see nice people? I like nice people.
How about Cardboard People?
Oh yeah,
We're big
fantastic.
fans of Cardboard People.
Jane the Message.
Chain the Message. Got to big up Chain the Message.
Yeah.
Who did I just forget? I just had somebody right on the tip of my...
My new favorite is Scowl from.
Yeah, Scows.
Yeah.
We were
Not
really
local,
lucky to
we're
have them last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Amazing band.
I know.
Really, really good. Yeah, we could literally talk for the next half hour about
bands.
independent San Francisco Bay Area
Yeah.
bands that are turning it out.
We'll do a part 2. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this,
Yeah, if people say.
put a note in the suggestion box.
Yeah.
What do you think I do? Do you think we should play back a track? What do you think, No Mansfield?
Say what?
Yeah.
One
Go out
more
with a
tune?
track?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're going to go out with a track. And I was just thinking we'll have to decide which one to do. You know, because we're so professional here. we, you know,
I have some
we didn't
songs.
figure this
I don't
out,
know,
folks.
Ganja
And-
Man. True
You
Ganja.
like the
Ganja
True Ganja?
Man?
I was going to say
Hey,
there's...
Ganja
Wait, but
Man.
before we
With
vote...
smoke up and thing, you know.
No. We smoke up and settle down, Kevin. If we want to go out on on an upful vibe, True Ganja... No, that's a good tune. It's a good tune.
What's the name of it?
But there's another one called Standy's Handout, and that's probably a better one to go out to.
I probably sent that one to you.
So you have that one?
I probably downloaded it.
I love it. It's brilliant. I love the way it's
What's
put
it called?
together.
Standy's
Oh, there it is.
Handout.
Got it.
Yes.
So this is, I produced an album with the guys in the Mermen back in the late 90s.
Uh-huh.
So this is Alan, the bass player for the Mermen, who later goes on to play with Joe Satriani. But this album has amazing guests. Jim Thomas from the Mermen, we sampled him. It's got all kinds of cool drums, percussion, scratching, whatever. So
We sampled him.
we did.
He tastes good.
No, you know why we sampled him? Because he didn't work well and play well
Like
with
chicken.
others. He had never recorded with any other bands other than
Really?
the Mermen.
Wow.
And so to get him to come with his whole setup.
Hey, folks, this is the settle down there, crowd. We're a professional radio station here.
Steph's going to give me a lift home. Brilliant. Well, no. Convenient.
So it's the No Mansfield Show, and the sun has gone down outside, and we all have to start we have to get home, because none of us want to get caught by the Bernal Heights slasher tonight. The Bernal Heights slasher.
Free rides.
That's right, free rides. They don't call it Uber for nothing. So folks, we've had a great time here. I've really had fun with these guys.
Thanks for having us.
We had
thanks for having us, Frankie.
No.
Steffen North and Kevin Franz here.
Kevin South.
Kevin,
Yeah.
I used to get called
Do you
that
think
at
your
school.
personality?
did.
Come on.
I wonder if
do
you
better than that stuff.
You need a better
Come on.
slang name.
Kevin South. Yeah. Wow, you're clever.
Yeah, there you go. So we want to shout out to JW North.
JW
roll
Blunt.
now.
Mr.
JW
San
North by
Francisco.
Northwest. Mr. San Francisco, he did the engineering for the show tonight. Did a great job.
They did a great job. The timing of
Shout out to JW and Taco Mush for the song.
absolutely spot on.
Yes, it was spot on, dude.
I like the middle of it. The whole show is like brought to you by a JD Blunt and Taco Mosh explosion. Just happens in the middle of the show.
Yeah, when I first started this, it was
love
brand new, and I didn't want to sound too amateurish, so I would make up ads.
Nice.
Now, this show is brought to you by St. Mary's Pub. St. Mary's the best place to get a Taco Mush taco.
I was going to say, brought to you by a grant from the Taco Mosh Foundation.
That's right, of which we're all members, secret members. So anyway, we love you all. Thanks for listening. We're going to edit this so it doesn't sound too dumb. And good night from No Mansfield. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for having us.
Hey,
Take
thanks for having
care.
us.
Be good.
Yep.
That was great, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hey,
That was a lot of fun.
Got into 2 hours of fucking crap.
It wasn't
good.
2 hours. It was about a good solid hour and a half. Yeah. Which they'll edit to an hour, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be all the special stories.
Yeah, we can add more songs or take.
We'll dedicate this to all youth everywhere, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Stand out and call it bottom case again, man. Watch this. Finish.
She is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock girl. Don't play your music too loud. Don't make her stand in the big crowd. Take her out on the 4th of July, but she'll just break right down and cry, 'cause she is a shell shock girl. She's a little shell shock girl.
Watch this. I say fire, fire, as the flames grow higher. You hear the news as it travels the wire. See a young gal couldn't be any fairer. Tears on her face as she prays to the Father. She asks a question he never answers. Turns out that she is also a soldier. Her rank increases as she get older. Don't pass it on, now the children them suffer. Shell shock gal, no man can
And it
defend.
goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter end.
Human against human against
When we say shell
human.
shock gal, no man can defend.
Goes on and on and on and on.
Passing it on to the bitter
And
end.
it goes on and on and on and on. And she's
speaking for the legalization of marijuana.
Introducing this one called it Raka, Real Gun Scotcha.
Awo, awo, awa, awa, sata, ama, sagana, la, amla, kibri, la, lam, madani, la, lam. Me chant, oh, says I feel Babylon. Tell them, say, I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them, say, I'm a true ganja man. Take a look in Genesis and me say book number 1. Jah make the herb seed for the human. It start way back on from creation. That was the time when the weed come from. So Jah make the herb, give it unto Adam. That man they lose, that's what make it find every lamb. Old man Moses climb Mount Zion. How when they find the seed in the grave of Solomon. Fireman know it is a wheel of wisdom. Some communion for inspiration. I know they want to take me chalice out of me and them fight against long time tradition. Babylon is a man with wicked intention. All Babylon they mean a malfunction. A Rasta man is a conscious man. Plant a seed and start a wheel revolution. Man, oh, says I feel Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. If I dig you for cancer, it a Babylon. And if you sick and do nothing, you want to link each other. Gabriel Alamla, Sata Amasagana. Yes, man, love give thanks and be put up on the ganja. That is the blessing from all my intention. And who bring the message, the liquor rapper. They born on the go as a New Yorker. But when they go round the world, they send me from America. Look in me left pocket, find a bag of ganja. Look in the same pocket, I find me lighter. Look in the next pocket, a lot and a quarter. Bring me a orange juice and too high for the car. But you make got the book type of sense in me now. If you have a little head and mix it together, you pass me the herb and the Dutch master. And we come on the sense in me up on the street corner. So, oh, says I feel Babylon. Tell them, say, I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them, say, I'm a true ganja man. Me talking some roots rock and reality. And up on the mic, now the one rock a tape. Me born and me come in a New York City. Me come fit is the people, love and unity. It's every type of man, them we smoke sense. The young and the middle and the elderly. The rich man and the man we living in a poverty. Some them are belly full and some them are hungry. So when we get together in our community, we take a one job, each all away family. And pass it round the set for 1, 2, 3. To reach and know you got to bless that. You want it done properly. The healing of the nation, certainly. You light it and you pass it and you feel highway. Some them are follow me, some them are disagree. Nobody could have ever take away my sense. Oh, says I fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. Oh, says I fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. Awo, awo, awa, awa. It's gonna be the masagan, tata amasagana, la amla, madani halam, me chant. Oh, says I feel Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. Oh, says I feel Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. No, me no fear Babylon. Tell them say I'm a true ganja man. You take a look in Genesis and me say book number 1. Can make the herb seed for the human. It start way back on from creation. And that was the time when the weed come from. So can make the herb give it unto Adam. That man they load them so make they find every lamb. Old man Moses climb Mount Zion. How will they find the seed in the grave of Solomon? And a fireman know it is a wheel of wisdom. Some communion inspiration.
I'll take you back to the future. Everyone and everything is a beautiful creature. Alejandra, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. Then I'm making more land, we're not getting any younger. Every day's the first day of summer. Alejandra, ale, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. Just chillin' like Bob Dylan, like a match. Johnny Cash, just a man with 6 strings attached. She's just a man, they are them. Woman, woman. Alejandra, ale, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. I'll take you back to the future. Everyone and everything is a beautiful creature. Velvet Cantina. I kick it back in the Latin America club. I take immunity back to the real San Pancho. Alejandra, ale, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. I'll take you back to the future. Everyone and everything is a beautiful creature. I'll take you back to the future. Everyone and everything is a beautiful creature. Frog in the summer wind, just a frog in the summer wind. Alejandra, ale, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. Just a frog in the summer wind, just a frog in the summer wind. Alejandra, ale, andale, Alejandra, ale, andale. El Rey, Del Verano.